Hello, it's Jason. This is a short episode where I'm chatting with Jeff Bradetich about the upcoming second international double bass competition hosted by the Bradetich Foundation. It's so great to chat with Jeff again. I interviewed him for the podcast many years ago and had him on the line with Barry Green more recently talking about Anna's Promise. And you can find all of Jeff's past appearances at contrabassconversations.com/Jeff Bradetich. So we dig into some of the details about the prizes being offered, the structure of this competition, and how it's different from some other competitions, and what you need to do to submit your materials. Very exciting. The deadline is February 1st. So if you're interested, follow the links in the show notes to submit online. And thank you so much to D'Addario Strings and Bass Capos for sponsoring these podcasts. Really appreciate it. Check out the links in the show notes for more information. All right, here's our conversation with Jeff Bradetich. Well, I'm on the line with Jeff Bradetich, and we're talking today about the second international solo competition. The Bradetich Foundation is putting this on September 1st through 5th, 2017. So I'm so glad to be on the line with Jeff, and we're just going to talk through a few of the details of the competition. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you very much. Glad to do it.
So let folks know a little bit about just the structure of this competition, how the flow is. Just any details would be great.
Sure. Well, the design is a little bit different than the standard competitions. The standard competitions, there's usually required repertoire, and it fits a little more in a box. Very traditional. I was just judging a couple European competitions, and they give you the first round. You have to choose between these 5 pieces. And then the second piece you play, you have to choose from these 6 different pieces. And our concern is totally different. What we're looking for actually is the very best player in the world. Mm-hmm. We don't care if they play Hindemith or they play Bottesini or if they play, if it's the next Edgar Meyer. What we're looking for is the person who is really ready for a solo career. Mm-hmm. And our objective is to then help them. And having tried to do some of this myself when I was young and go to competitions that wouldn't even accept the double bass, it was very frustrating. There was no help out there. Everybody had to do everything themselves. And so we're trying to have the people come and tell us what they do best. And so they're not required. Well, we have a couple little requirements, one movement of Bach and one post-1979 work originally for bass. But the rest of the program and it's the second round recital is totally tell us who you are. That's the requirement. And so it frees people up a little bit. They can specialize. I can foresee someday in the future with all the early music emphasis that's coming into play today in our profession, that someone comes in here as an early music player on gut strings and is a great artist, and that they could win this competition. They don't have to play Bottesini. They don't have to do a little bit more of the traditional type stuff. So that's really what we're looking for. And then the prizes, in order to attract the top, you have to have obviously as much as you can. And the idea is cash. It's a $10,000 first prize from Romano Solano bassist. Mm-hmm. And then they also get a New York debut in Carnegie Recital Hall, which is called Weil Hall now. And then they also get a CD recording, and it'll be up on YouTube and all that type of stuff. And then we're booking different concerts. And the first winner was Artem Chirkov, the principal of the St. Petersburg, Russia Philharmonic. And he was able to do lots of bass festivals and some different concerts, as well as his New York debut and CD. But we're trying to push it outside of the bass world as well and give these people opportunities to play with orchestras, concertos, and at the same time it promotes the bass as a solo instrument and giving, the more you crack that door wider and wider, which, Gary Carr did for so many years, and it's continuing to open. We're trying to push it further open so more opportunity is available, and of course better pay and all of that type of thing.
Well, and it's so great that you are spearheading this, and just looking at your career and your Carnegie Hall debut and everything. It must be so satisfying from where you're at in your career to be able to offer this to the next generation of bassists. Can you just go through those numbers you were sharing with me before we hit play? All the various anniversaries you've got this year? That's just a really cool symmetry.
For me personally, yeah, I'm older than I look. I hope people tell me that, but I'm turning 60 this year, and for a 60th birthday might be a nice time to go back to Carnegie and play there again after my debut, which was 35 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it's my 50th year of bass playing. My instrument, my Guadagnini bass, is 250 years old this year, and my bass camps are now in their 30th year, so we're going to try to do some little celebration about the 30 years of that. And so it's kind of, for some reason, all lining up on the sevens, which is not always known as a good luck number. But so going to do some fun things. The competition being at the forefront there in September.
And when's the application deadline for the competition?
It's coming up February 1st, 2017. Okay. And they can go online to the BradetichFoundation.org website to get the application. We have a Facebook page and all those good things as well. It's the application process. Again, the only requirement is 3 solo pieces that show video, that show what you can do. And one other thing we have unique in the competition, there's this preliminary round of videos. And then at the live competition, we take about 20 or 21 players from around the world. And they have the first round and the second round recital. And the third round is actually an interview round, which is unique to our competition. And what they do is they just, those who are eligible for the final round, talk to the board of directors and talk to us about their view of their career and the future of the double bass and what they can do and what the ideas they have for making this happen. And it's very revealing, those who've really thought out their future and those who are just really good players and haven't thought about anything. Yeah. So that's a really interesting aspect. Yeah. And one thing we've been able to offer, just if I can add, is we've been able to offer the winners of 3 major competitions an automatic placement in the live round here. They don't have to go through the application process. That includes the last winner of the ISB, Samuel Suggs, the winner of the Sperger competition this past May, Marek Romanowski, and the winner of the Kusevitsky competition that just happened in Russia, Jose Triago. So they'll have automatic enrollment, but and they're all planning on coming. So the level of the competition, I think, will be right where I'm hoping it'll be.
That's great. It's exciting. Can't wait to see it all unfold.
Do we spill the beans that Contrabass Conversations is going to be there and maybe carrying some things live?
And I can't wait to do that. So thank you for the invitation, and I'm looking forward to seeing. I was just watching the documentary of the 2010 competition that you've got, and I'll link up to that too, so people can check out what that event looked like.
Yeah, it was really great, and I think the person who did the video did a nice job of stringing it together. So it tells the story of the bass a little bit.
That's great. Well, thanks, Jeff.
You bet, Jason. Thanks so much, and great work, man.
Well, there you have it. Very exciting. And I can't wait, as you heard Jeff and I talking about, I can't wait to cover this event live. I'm so excited to be able to do things like that. Being a free agent like I am now, I could never have done that kind of thing in the past, but I can't wait to be involved, and I can't wait to bring these details to all of you. So that's going to do it for another episode of Contrabass Conversations. Thank you so much for following along. Feedback at Contrabass Conversations will put you in touch with me, and we will see you again soon for more life on the low end of the spectrum.